I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I
am California of the past.
Every time I see a rose, I think of my mother. She loved growing roses. The backyard was filled with them, but there were 4 rose bushes that she always said, "I'm so sorry," every time she watered them, pruned them, or fed them. She always said the same words. As a child, I had no idea why she said that. It wasn't until years later that she told me why. Back in 1941, the Japanese were being moved to internment camps. On Blanding, near Broadway, near what is now Papa Murphy's Pizza, there used to be a nursery owned by a Japanese family. My mother, a new bride at the time, had realized that the Japanese were being moved, but she didn't understand the enormity of the situation or the personal tragedy that would unfold for thousands of Japanese people. A few weeks later, she read that the nursery was selling all their plants, so she went down to the nursery to add some plants to her garden. But when she got there, she realized it was more than just a sale. It was a family's life and livelihood being sold. The owner, a Japanese man in his late 40s or early 50s, was standing at the cash register, looking very stoic, never smiling, barely speaking. His wife, who helped him, was nowhere to be seen. Standing next to him was a stranger that my mother found out was a man from the government. People were going around, some gleefully, some thoughtfully, some sadly, selecting and purchasing plants, equipment, and at such prices that were almost giveaway. Mother selected 4 bare root roses. It was a little out of season, but she selected them and took them to the counter. When she paid for the roses and received her change, she looked at the owner and said, "I'm so sorry." The owner looked at her and almost lost his composure, bit his lips, and then nodded at Mother's acknowledgement of the tragedy that was happening. Mother found out that he was not allowed to speak except if it was to let buyers know where things were. Mother told me that as she planted the roses that day, she found herself crying at her helplessness and kept saying over and over again, "I'm so sorry." Mother said that she said prayers for the family in the hopes that things would be okay for them. She never knew what happened to them. All she could do was say a prayer each time she cared for those 4 roses, always saying at the end, "I'm so sorry."